Do you ever look at your bookshelf and just feel this, I don't know, this kind of sadness?
Oh, yeah.
You've got this whole stack of books. It's thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you just know you've forgotten, what, 80% of what you read?
It's so frustrating. It's that passive one-way street of traditional reading. It's real.
Yeah.
You consume it, but you don't really, digest it.
Right.
And our mission for this deep dive is to change that. We're going to explore how to turn that stack of expensive paper into a living, personalized knowledge partner.
I like that. So we're building a personal conversational AI tutor directly from your physical books.
Exactly.
This is all about moving from just, consuming to actually mastering the knowledge.
So our roadmap today, we're going to start by defining what this AI tutor actually is.
Okay.
What makes it so different from a standard chatbot and, the learning science behind why it's so effective.
And then we're getting practical. We'll detail the actual tools you need, the requirements, and the really crucial step of digitizing your books the right way.
And finally, we'll spend a good chunk of time on the most valuable part.
The interaction.
The interaction. The best techniques for talking with your new teacher, making sure the knowledge sticks, and the safeguards you need to guarantee it's accurate.
This sounds perfect for anyone who just wants knowledge to actually stick.
Quickly and thoroughly.
So let's unpack that core problem first. You called it the leaky bucket brain.
The leaky bucket. We pour all this information in and it drips out because the process is so passive.
Right. When you read a book, the author's just talking at you. The book can't stop and say, hey, did you get chapter 2?
It can't re-explain a complex sentence in a simpler way if you're confused. It just keeps going.
So that's the fundamental failure, the one-way street. So what is this virtual teacher that we're talking about creating? How does it fix that?
Okay, so this is a highly focused AI. It is not a generic web-scraping bot.
Got it.
This is a tool that has ingested one specific book, cover to cover. Its only source of knowledge is that single file.
And that's key.
It's everything. It understands the hard facts, the context, even the subtle shifts in the author's tone from chapter to chapter.
Okay, so let's get into the technical weeds here for a second. Why does this work so much better than just, I don't know, uploading a book to a standard web chatbot?
It all comes down to the model's context window.
The context window.
Yeah, think of it like the AI's short-term memory. A lot of generic chatbots, their window is tiny.
So, it can only remember the last few pages.
Maybe the last 5 pages of a book, yeah. So if you ask it about a concept from chapter 1, but all it remembers is chapter 10...
The answer's going to be terrible.
It's going to be useless.
Cycle.
Precisely. A large context file-aware model, which is what we're using here, can hold the entire 300-page book in its active memory.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, which allows it to make connections, to maintain consistency, and to answer questions based on the full scope of the author's argument.
Okay, I get the leaky bucket analogy, but couldn't I just use, old school flashcards?
Yeah.
Or just take better notes? Why is the AI interaction the superior way to plug the leak?
The key is active processing.
Active processing.
Combined with immediate, perfect feedback. When you interact with the AI, you are forced to retrieve information.
Right.
And that retrieval process pushes it past that fleeting working memory deep into your long-term memory.
So flashcards do that, but this is different.
Flashcards are retrieval, yes, but they rely on you correcting yourself.
Ah.
And all that manual effort, the AI does all the heavy lifting.
So you're forcing your brain to actually chew on the knowledge instead of just swallowing it whole and forgetting it 5 minutes later.
Whoa. I mean, imagine giving every single one of those expensive, dusty books on your shelf a second life.
Yeah.
Turning that static object into a ready-to-talk knowledge partner that's available at 2 a.m. or on your lunch break, that's real scalability of learning.
So if the goal is true mastery, what is the single biggest failure of traditional reading?
It's the passive, non-interactive, one-way street nature of the process.
Okay, let's get practical. The tools. Let's focus on the function first, not the specific brands. What do we need?
So to bridge that physical and digital gap, you need 3 functional elements. First, high-quality, high-speed image capture and OCR.
Okay, so that's what converts the paper into text the machine can read.
Exactly. For the image capture part, the professional option people often talk about is something like a CZUR type scanner.
I've seen those. They have tech that flattens the curve of the page.
Right. And crucially, a foot pedal, so you can capture pages really fast.
And the budget option.
It's on your phone.
Yeah.
Apps like Adobe Scan or Microsoft Lens. But I have to warn you, It's extremely tedious.
Oh, I can imagine. A 300-page book would feel like a marathon.
A marathon of taking photos and trying to get the alignment right, yeah.
Okay, element number 2, the central brain.
The large context, file-aware LLM interface. This is the tech that can hold the whole book in its memory, like Microsoft Copilot or other pro models.
And the final piece, element 3.
Secure, indexed cloud storage. The AI needs a safe place to access and index the file, so something like OneDrive or any enterprise-grade cloud service you trust.
All right, now for what you call the crucial technical step, the scanning process itself.
Patience here is, it's mandatory. Garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
If you're using the pro equipment, you set it up on a flat surface, use the foot pedal. The source material notes that a 300-page book can take just 15 to 20 minutes.
That's incredibly fast.
Yeah.
But what's the secret sauce that makes it actually work?
This is non-negotiable. You have to save the output as a searchable PDF.
A searchable PDF, and that uses OCR, right? Optical character recognition.
That's it. It turns the image of the page into actual readable text the computer can understand. If the OCR fails, the AI can't read anything.
You're just looking at a picture.
It's just looking at a picture, exactly. And a critical tip from the sources: scan in a well-lit room, but avoid direct sunlight.
Because of glare.
Glare throws off the OCR and you get garbled text.
So what is the critical requirement for the AI to actually read the physical book content?
The file must be saved as a searchable PDF via successful OCR.
So once you have that beautiful searchable PDF, you're ready to bring your teacher to life.
Yep. You upload it to your cloud storage, maybe create a clean folder like AI library, and just drag and drop the file.
And then the verification check. This seems important.
Vital. Open the file in your browser and try to highlight a random paragraph with your mouse.
And if you can highlight the words?
The OCR worked. If you can't, you've got a problem, and you need to rescan that section.
Okay, now for the fun part. Waking up the teacher.
You go to your LLM interface, Copilot, in this example, and you use the little paperclip or attachment icon to link the file from your cloud storage.
But this next part is where the mastery begins.
It really is. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. If you don't give the AI a strong role to play, the quality of its output and therefore your learning just plummets.
So it's not enough to just upload the file.
No, you need to give it context. You give it a command, something like, I just uploaded a book on behavioral economics. Please act like a skeptical but very patient college professor and quiz me on the most complex concepts.
And the AI will actually take on that persona.
It'll acknowledge the prompt, it internalizes that role, it reviews the table of contents to get the structure of the book, and then it'll confirm it's ready to start the dialogue.
You've basically just hired your own personal professor.
You have.
So beyond just asking for definitions, what interactive method provides the highest learning value?
Active recall, forcing your brain to retrieve knowledge through quizzes and questions.
Okay, the biggest mistake people make here is treating this thing like a search bar.
Like Google, yeah. You have to go into it with the mindset that you're talking to a teacher who's sitting right across from you.
So let's talk about the 3 best interaction methods, starting with number 1, personalized knowledge.
Right. So when the book has really complex technical jargon, you ask the AI to rephrase it.
Specifically for you.
Specifically for you, using an analogy that makes sense to you. You could say, explain the concept of derivatives like I only understand professional football.
Wow, that's powerful. It's personalized learning, like on demand.
Exactly. Now, method 2 is where the real mastery happens. This is what plugs that leaky bucket. It's all about active recall methods.
You have to force your brain to retrieve the information.
Right. You ask the AI to become the examiner.
Create a test for me, or give me a multiple choice quiz on the main arguments of chapter 4.
But here's the little cognitive trick.
Okay.
You have to tell the AI not to give you the answers right away.
Make it wait.
Make it wait for your response. Then it provides feedback, it corrects your errors, and it fills in your knowledge gaps.
And that immediate feedback stops you from accidentally remembering the wrong information.
Exactly. You don't cement the wrong info in your brain.
Okay, method 3 is about connecting and comparing ideas. Synthesis.
Yeah, use the AI to tie the book's structure together. You could ask, how does the theory in the first chapter directly support the conclusion in the final chapter?
That's a great question.
Or, if the book discusses, say, 5 competing frameworks, ask the AI to create a comparison table.
Oh, with pros and cons.
Pros and cons for each one. This gives you a really deep, complete view of the whole book, not just the details.
So this system can obviously help a lot of different people. How does this help professionals achieve efficiency with business books?
By extracting actionable frameworks and creating specific job-related action plans.
So for professionals reading business books, the AI is like a framework extractor.
It's fantastic for that. They can ask it to distill the key strategies from a really dense book and then immediately create an action plan.
Or a to-do
A
list.
to-do list to apply those theories to their job the very next morning. It saves so much time moving straight from theory to application.
And for students, I mean, it must remove so much of the anxiety of these huge, overwhelming textbooks.
Absolutely. They can turn a really dry subject into a kind of gamified quiz or get instant, simplified explanations of definitions they missed in a lecture.
And what about just book lovers or researchers?
For them, this digitizes their entire physical bookshelf into a searchable library
So you can find an old quote in seconds.
in seconds. And you
Yeah.
can even ask the AI to connect the dots between ideas from different authors across your entire library.
And the learning science here is solid. We've talked about active recall, the brain workout. But the system also automates spaced repetition.
That's a huge one. You don't have to reread the whole book every 6 months. You can just ask the AI for a quick 5-minute refresher quiz on content you studied months ago.
And that keeps the knowledge fresh.
It keeps it fresh and prevents that slow memory leak.
Let's talk about safeguards. This tool is powerful, but AI isn't perfect. We have to take steps to avoid hallucination.
This is so critical. The number one rule is to be strict with the source. In your prompt, you have to explicitly tell the AI, only use information from the PDF I provided. Do not use outside knowledge from the internet.
And that quality issue we talked about earlier comes back here. Quality in, quality out.
It does. If your scan is blurry, or if words are cut off near the spine because the OCR failed, the AI has to guess.
And guessing leads to errors.
Inevitable errors. So you always have to do that verification check. If you can search for a specific word in the PDF, the AI can read it accurately. If you can't, you have to rescan.
Let's touch on cost. There are a couple of paths you can take,
Yeah, there's the $0 path
which involves a lot of slow smartphone scanning.
and a free basic LLM interface, which will probably have limited file uploads and a smaller context window.
And then there's the professional path.
The Pro path is about speed and security. You invest in a high-speed scanner and pair it with a professional subscription, like Microsoft 365 or Copilot Pro. The principles matter more than the brand name.
And if the files are sensitive, like proprietary research, security is everything.
Absolutely. Paying for an enterprise-grade subscription ensures your books and your conversations are private. They're protected.
And the files aren't used to train the general model.
Exactly. So you can learn about sensitive topics with complete peace of mind.
Okay, let's recap the big idea here. We started with this real frustration of forgetting valuable knowledge right after you read it. We learned how to shatter that passive, one-way reading model by using technology to create this dynamic, personalized AI tutor
A searchable, interactive second brain.
built directly from your own physical library.
This transformation, it bridges the entire gap. It moves you from just absorbing a page to actively mastering a subject.
Yeah.
It leverages the huge power of AI, but it still respects the source of the knowledge, which is the wisdom in that physical book.
So what does this all mean for you listening?
Here's our final provocative thought for you to chew on, now that you know how to create this conversational teacher. What specific, complex concept from a book you abandoned should you ask your new teacher about first?
Don't let the wisdom on your shelf just gather dust. Grab that book, start the first scan, and begin the conversation today.
Your future self, the one who actually retains and applies everything they read, is waiting.